Hello, everyone. This is Nathan Chua again. I've been away for quite some time. I'm sorry for the delay of my first podcast in a month. I think the last one I had was in April when I celebrated my 15th anniversary in my work as a therapist or counselor. And thank you for bearing with me. For those of you who are new here, I'm a counselor here in Quezon City, and I have this little website called onelifeonly.net. Hopefully, you can find me there and check out what I have to offer. So, since it's June, I thought it appropriate to talk about finding a potential mate because probably most of you know June is the June bride month, right? Or the wedding month, where a lot of couples decide to take their relationship to another stage. Now, just a little bit of a caveat or a reminder that I'm writing this not to advocate for any kind of external form of ritual bonding for couples. So I'm not here to advocate that you should get married or something like that. Nope, that's not my job. I have ended up telling my clients that neither am I a priest nor a pastor. I'm not here to judge if you're just living together or in a marriage relationship. It doesn't matter to me. I'm here to help you. I'm not here to judge what your lives are or what the couple is supposed to do or not to do, right? I'm duty bound to respect anyone who comes to see me for their important questions about life. So it doesn't matter if you're monogamous or polyamorous, straight or non straight. What ends up mattering in our work is if you are living your life according to your best hopes for your short existence. I remember Steve Hayes in one of his interviews say that that ship has sailed. That ship means that ship that says there are only two genders existing among human beings. Well, he said there were about 16. I checked on Chat GPT, and I ended up with 10. So all of us have different sexual preferences, and so there's a long history of research behind that, and I don't have time to talk about it, right? So let's focus on the topic at hand, knowing your potential mate. How many times have you ended up being in a long or longer term relationship with someone who turns out to be totally different from your own image of what a pair bond is supposed to be? Have you ever heard of people who have jumped from one abusive relationship to another? Here are some tips about knowing if you have someone worth considering in front of you. Be mindful, not blind. I borrowed this from Dr. Russ Harris. He used the term blind trust or mindful trust. It is understandable that you may have a checklist of what you want to look for in a partner. This certainly provides greater probability of success than just making a random choice. You get better chances of success if you kind of be more mindful of what you want to see in a person rather than just walking up to a bar and taking a relationship all the way to the end without really knowing a person. Unfortunately, predicting how you and another human being will do in a close relationship is something that the shortlist will never be able to guarantee. What I'm saying here is that people are unique and can hardly be summarized in a short checklist. No matter how long this list will be, not one person can match everything you want. Getting to know someone is pretty much like learning how to ride a bike, swim, or even walk. There is no instruction manual good enough or long enough to tell you how to do these activities. And so it is with relationships. You won't really get to know a person thoroughly by just comparing them to a checklist of qualities. Why? Because all behavior happens in context. It's very easy for us to think about a person's behavioral choices in a vacuum. Keep in mind, we all tend to act differently in different contexts or situations. A romantic date is different as compared to living together with a couple of children to raise. We usually do not appreciate contexts in which these behaviors happen and blindly follow rules that end up with, well, blind choices. Your potential mate may be nice in a date, but what are they like in traffic or stressful situations? There are certainly good reasons why we should trust our minds when it comes to fending off a virus or an infection. But trusting our logical minds to fend off difficult feelings, thoughts, and memories that we experience in relationships or in different contexts while you're in a relationship is a route towards possibly worse outcomes. I often use an example of how our problem solving minds are an absolute gift. Mosquitoes are some of the worst threats to our health. Without our problem solving minds, we would not learn to slap them dead on our arms or invent a lotion to repel them. We are quick to apply the same kind of problem solving skill to our feelings and thoughts. The bad news is there is no slap strong enough to keep your feelings away, nor is there an off lotion version that works to remove our unpleasant internal experiences. If there was, please tell me. Unless it's some sort of drug or substance that sedates you, then feel free to reach me so I can take these substances myself. I don't think living a life numbed out or sedated is what I bargained for. Why is this worth mentioning? Well, in a relationship, your logical, sensical mind will tell you that your partner should never arouse any difficult feelings. So good luck with that if you aren't mindful enough to notice the rule inside your head. Relationships come with feelings. In fact, you wouldn't be in a relationship if it meant you were just going to be half awake all the time. You're there to feel something moving and purposeful. You're not there for a stale, lifeless experience. So be mindful of what you see in your partner in different situations. See if you share the same hopes and cherished values. Keep in touch with your feelings. As you spend time with a person, you probably get a sense of what it feels like to be in their company. Do you feel a sense of loneliness? Maybe you're with someone who is preoccupied with themselves. They hardly hear what you have to contribute. Do you feel incensed or angered that this person can't make a commitment to arrive on time or do as they promised to do? Maybe this person is lacking in empathy and consideration. If you are one of those who jumped from one abusive relationship to another, then maybe it's time for you to step back and listen to your feelings. Maybe you are so tunnel visioned into thinking what your story your mind is creating about your long-term relationship. Maybe it's time to wake up and check your feelings when you are with this person. It's a bit of a segue, but I remember a story of the character of Lieutenant Dan in the movie Forrest Gump. It's one of my all-time favorite movies. He, like all of us, created a story of his fate after the Vietnam War. He wanted to die in war just like his war hero ancestors. Just as you and I know, sometimes life happens, however. In this case, Gump happened, Forrest Gump, to save him from his inevitable passing as a war hero. Unable to reconcile his experience with the story his mind wanted to create, he lived his life purposefully wasting his time, fighting the memory of thoughts of an opportunity lost, with the amputated legs serving as a constant reminder of a missed opportunity to fulfill his mind's vision of a destiny. In the end, he realized that he can still be the hero unto himself, the one who harbored a hope of living his life without his amputated leg, but with much purpose as just Dan, the man, who may not be the war hero he dreamt of becoming, but a person of worth nonetheless. Just as Lieutenant Dan started to let go of his grand story of what he wants about his life, maybe you can also hold these love stories that your mind has created lightly and see if this person is worth your time and love. All right. So thank you for listening to that. I hope you liked today's vlog. And this will hopefully still be on Spotify. There have been some changes with Anchor.fm. It's, it's now owned by Spotify, and I think I have to log in. Hopefully, I'll be able to upload this on Spotify. And of course, thank you for watching this on YouTube, on the One Life Only Counseling Services channel, or One Life Only Counseling channel. And of course, you can read the contents in my website, onelifeonly.net, to read the full article. Okay? So thank you, and it's a Friday, so have a good weekend. Bye-bye. See you soon.